Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another exciting edition of Is It Wrong? Some things are wrong, some things aren't, man. And hey, guys, joining me tonight is my very, very good brother and friend, Barry Morrison. Barry, thanks so much for coming on and co-hosting with me, man.
Hey, it's a pleasure. We're a family. We take care of one another, right?
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. That's what it's all about. And now, as you notice, I'm not Rey Parra. That's not Rey Parra.
Nope,
Ray's
I'm the
Ray
team.
Ray is currently on the mend, guys, and I just asked for you guys to keep him in prayer. And we love Ray, and he'll be back in no time. He's getting better, doing better. So just keep him in your prayers. And so, what do we got tonight? We are talking about the best Christian metal albums of 2024 so far, because the year's not over yet. And there's still some good ones that are coming out in the next couple of months here. So what would you say, Barry, are some of yours? You have a list for us, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, first and foremost, just because we've seen them live, right? Saint and White
yeah.
Cross, they're the top two. You know,
And we'll go ahead and put
Seventh Day
those up while you
Slumber came
talk
out and
about
did a
them.
pretty good one too.
Saint Immortalizer, yep.
And Human Code. Sorry, there's the top four.
Okay, so you said Saint, White Cross, Human Code,
Seventh Day Slumber, and Human Code.
Slumber. Yep. I don't have overlays for those, but I didn't really have a whole lot of time to put stuff together. But let's see. Bry Carmen says, "Hey Dave, hey Bry, what's happening?" Brian Carmen from We Are Resolute. Rob Lowe, what do you know? Hi, brother, and everyone. Continue prayers for Bromigo Ray. Yes, absolutely, man. Brian Rainsberger, our brother Brian, says, "Two amazing brothers. This will be good." Hey, Brian, you are an amazing brother. And yes, Brian Carmen mentioned We Are Resolute's fourth album, guys. Fourth album featuring Dale Thompson of Bride on vocals. We Are Resolute's fourth album, Full Armor, is coming out soon. And that will be available at Rocks Records. So you definitely want to make sure you guys keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, so again, what was your top? What, you have 5 of them, right, Barry?
Oh yeah. Well, the fifth one is just the release of Kenny Tamplin's hits.
Stand and Shout.
69.
Oh yeah.
Only because I'm a great fan of his and got to meet him just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Likewise, man. Likewise. And got to meet him too. Really, really cool guy, man. I didn't spend too much time talking to him because, like, when I approached him, I just wanted to say, "Hey, I'm a fan," and get a picture. He was busy talking to Rex Carroll, and I didn't want to kind of, interrupt or anything like that. Adrian says, "Hey, brothers. Hey, Adrian, what's happening, bro?" Kelly Kerfoot. He says, all 3 Barry just mentioned. Also, Seventh Day Slumber. Seen them open for Fozzy with Seventh Day Slumber. Magdalene Rose from GFM, Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh. And The Nocturnal Affair last year. A great show. Awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Henderson. It's Dave and Barry. Hey, guys. Hey, Chris. What's happening?
Hello.
Awesome. And Baghead and Louder Lauder says, "Dig these podcasts." All right. Right on. Hey, we dig you too, man. All right. So, well, let's go back
What
here.
What are your top 5, Dave?
Well, my top 5, and I actually have 4 here. I'd have to go off my other list to pick a 5. But coming in for Dave Kruse at number 1, Saint Immortalizer. From start to finish, this album is a banger for sure, man. Very heavy. I think they really outdid themselves, man. And, I loved Heaven Fell. I really loved that album. That was their previous album before this one. And I just, when I heard this, I'm like, holy cow, this blows Heaven Fell out of the water, man, in my opinion. So Saint Immortalizer is number 1 for me. Number 2 is White Cross, Fear No Evil. Another great album, start to finish. And I was really, really excited for this one to come out. And actually, I'm wearing the T-shirt when, what was it, back in 23, I think it was, at Immortal Fest? Yeah, in 23.
Yeah.
They were doing the pre-orders for the album. And if you pre-ordered the album, then you got the shirt. So, and part of me was like, man, this right here would have been cool for the album cover. Not putting down the album cover that they picked, with the angel on it, but this is pretty cool too, with the sword, with the dragons on it. It's pretty cool. So there's that. And then for me, I'd have to say my number 3 is this one, Motivic, Renouncement. That album is heavy thrash, and shout out to my bro, Ryan Roebuck. And I would have to say, dude, that my favorite song on the album is called The Storm Within. And very good, very heavy song, dude. That's my top favorite on the album. And then for me, coming in at number 4 is Human Code, Break the Silence, man. Another awesome album, start to finish. And this one's been a long time coming, man. A long time coming. And let's see. If I had to go a number 5, man, let's see. I'm just looking at my list over here. Man, it is hard. Oh, Lord Chain, The Chastisement of Our Peace. That would be my number 5, man. That's a pretty good, heavy, thrashy one too, man. And shout out to Kelly Matthews, man. He's a good brother of mine. So you guys, let's see what we have in the comments here, what you guys have. Let's see. Suzanne Drews. She says Saint, Human Code, and White Cross. Absolutely. Okay. Adrian says Les or Sacred Warrior better be number 1, or I'm going to call them and tell them. Well, dude, Les didn't release anything this year, and Sacred Warrior hasn't either. Otherwise, dude, trust me, they would totally be at the very, very top of the list. And I'm sure they'd be at the top of the list for Barry, too.
Oh, yes. Complete respect for him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Totally respect all those guys, man. Kelly, sorry if that last paragraph didn't make sense. The tag showed up. That's all right, dude. And it added other bands. Oops. Anyways, Dave, I did that White Cross deal also. Yes, that was a good deal. Did you do that, Barry?
No, I didn't. But I do have the White Cross somewhere here.
I know all my CDs are out in the other room.
I didn't do the pre-order thing. No.
Okay. Oh, and if I remember correctly, the CD came pre-signed. All the band members, they signed inside the CD too. So yeah.
Yes, they did.
Brian Rainsberger, he says the new Saint is a masterpiece, better than the new Striper album. I wholeheartedly agree. Seriously, man. Say what? Suzanne. Okay. Lots did that White Cross deal with me. Okay. Okay. All righty then. Suzanne, she says 4th would be Striper, When We Were Kings. And that actually, I do have an overlay for that because I knew somebody would bring that one up. So there we have it. Striper, When We Were Kings. And, guys, I listened to the first 3 songs of that album, and it just didn't grab me. Nothing against Striper, nothing against them. It's just, for me, like Barry and I, we talked a little bit before coming live here. And we both agree, when we sit down to listen to an album, you got to grab us right away. You know, if you don't grab me, I don't know about Barry, but if you don't grab me in the first song, I'll go on to the next song. I'll give you a few songs, you know what I mean? But if nothing grabs me, then it's like, okay, I don't even want to listen to the rest of the album, you know? And unfortunately, that was the case listening to the new Striper album. How about you, Barry?
Yeah. Now, as far as, I mean, I'll go through and I'll try to read the lyrics first and get the message from the lyrics part, you know?
Yeah.
Then go and listen to the music to see if it matches how the lyrics come through for me. And if the music is a feeling, like I messaged you earlier, you know, you got to feel it in order to make it flow and feel natural. And if it just doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. And it's just more of a production and less than of what's real. And somebody mentioned Iron Wrath. Yes, they did their album is great. And especially more live than just listening to it. And you get more of a appreciation for the music when it's live in their case, because it's a rock opera deal.
Right. Exactly. Excuse me. Let's see. Ian says he also loved Human Code's album. Definitely worth the wait. Absolutely, man. And I don't know about you, Barry, but I was fortunate enough. I did get a couple of, I think there was 2 or 3 songs from the upcoming Worldview album that Ray had me check out and listen to. Holy cow, bro. Wow. That's another album that's going to definitely be worth the wait. And I can tell just from hearing the 2 or 3, I think it was 2 songs actually. And so that one's coming out soon. I think
did one new song live, right? At Immortal.
They did. They played, I think, if I remember correctly, Ray had told me they played 3 brand new songs from the new album at Immortal Fest. Yeah. And that was just, oh my gosh, awesome performance. Ray, dude, the dude's got a voice, man. That's all I can say, you know, even still after all this time. Steve McGowan from Weapons of God says, "Zup, everyone. Steve, we need some new Weapons of God, bro." Let's see. Steve, live was killer because of the video in the back. Yes, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, I'd have to say, you know, at Immortal Fest, a lot of people are saying the 3 best performances was Bride, Iron Wrath, and Shout. And for me, yes, Shout, and Bride was good. But I think the takeaway for me, man, was definitely Iron Wrath. Because it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before, man. It's like, how cool is that to watch a movie up on the screen and then you have the band performing all the music, all the songs live. And dude, I don't know how they did it, but everything was on point and went perfectly, man. You know, they practiced their butts off, sincerely.
Yes.
Brian says, "Wait until you hear the next Les Carlson album." Wow. Yeah. Gosh, what was that? Do you remember the name of the song? Les played it at Immortal Fest, Barry. It was, Joyce wrote it. It was,
right. And I don't remember the name of it whatsoever.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it was really good. And I know she was asking, "Hey guys, you know, should this be on the next album?" And it was a resounding yes. Put it on there. That's an awesome song. Yes. Tony Marks from the Gospel Rockin' Radio. Sup, everyone? Sup, Tony?
And she's supposed to do another song as well on the new album, if I understand correctly.
Yeah. Hey, David Graves. How you doing, David? Howdy, brothers. Howdy, Dave.
Cool.
Awesome. Good to see you, man. So, guys, in the comments here, some of you guys have mentioned, you know, you liked some of the same albums that Barry and I like. And some other albums that were released this year. Now, of course, there's a ton of stuff that came out, so I'm not going to have everything in my list. So I'll go ahead and I'll mention in my list here that I got, and then Barry will mention his, and man, we'll just go from there. Joyce Masick Carlson come into what? Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you mean there, Suzanne. Sorry. Come into what? Come into where? Okay, so my list, guys. Okay, Not of This World put out an album called I Am With You, and that's available at Rocks Records. That's a good one. Have Joyce come into the chat. Okay, all right, no worries. Latter Rain, Order to Chaos. If you guys haven't heard them, they're pretty good. They got like kind of a classic 80s rock kind of sound. And obviously, you know, we mentioned Saint Immortalizer, White Cross, Fear No Evil, Human Code, Break the Silence, All for the King, Darkest Before Dawn. Those guys are pretty good too. Their album is available on Rocks Records. You could go to rocksrecords.com and pick that up. And we mentioned Striper, When We Were Kings, Motivic, Renouncement. That's also available at rocksrecords.com. Brutality put out an EP called It Feeds. Now, I haven't heard that one yet, so I have no comments on it yet. Excuse me, man. I had a protein shake before we went live, and it's like it's talking to me, man. It's like Cleansing of the Temple. Those guys are super brutal and heavy. They had an album come out this year called The Devil Knows My Name. Harpazo put out an album called The Crucible, and I haven't heard it yet, but Ray loves that album, talks very highly about it, and he interviewed those guys recently on Is It Wrong? You guys can check that interview out on the Is It Wrong podcast YouTube channel. And if you're watching on YouTube, or you get a chance while you're watching on Facebook, head over to YouTube, type in Is It Wrong, and subscribe, like the videos, share the videos, comment, share, all that good stuff, man. So make sure you guys do that. Let's see, what else we got here? I got a few more. Shamash, Done with Misery. And then in parentheses, it's Nos Pergamos in Domine Salutium. I hope I pronounced all that correctly.
I didn't know you spoke Latin. Oh, okay.
E pluribus unum. There you go. Let's see. So I have not heard that one, but I'm good friends with Andre Shang, and he's a good brother of mine. I have to check that one out, absolutely. Millennial Reign, World of Fire. They put one out. Swingle and Thompson Ordained put out Wondrous Miraculous, and that is available also at Rocks Records. Unworthy put out an album, This Present Darkness. Striper put out To Hell with the Amps. Raid is a great band. They're kind of metalcore. They're from India. They put out an album called Dominion. Grave Forsaken put out an album, Moment in Time. Lord Chain, I mentioned earlier. They were my number 5. Their album, The Chastisement of Our Peace, is also available at Rocks Records. And last but not least on my list here, my list here is Shining Force, Spiritual Warfare, also available at rocksrecords.com. So tons of stuff there at rocksrecords.com. Make sure you guys, stop by there and check it out and all that good stuff. All right, so Barry, it's your turn.
Our list is almost close together,
Really?
Except
wow.
I've got a couple more.
Okay.
Spoken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. At the Cross was another release this year. Temple of Blood, Sun Bomb, and one that I've only heard one song off of was Terra Barca or Barca, Bacia, and the song that I heard from them was great. Darkest Before Dawn, and Leah, and Warlord, but yeah, ours is pretty close together there, Dave.
Wow. Nice. Very cool. Syke says, rocks. Yes, they do. Let's see.
Did you say the Tarnish by chance?
The Tarnish?
Yeah, I wrote down I don't know what my handwriting is, but the Tarnished, self doubt or something.
I've never heard of that band. There's some bands I saw on this list because I went to angelicwarlord.com, that website, and got a list of, because I couldn't keep track and remember of everything that came out this year, So I went there and got a list, and there's some bands on there. I'm like, I've never heard of these guys, And that's the thing, man. There is just so many bands out there. I don't know how some people can keep track of all of it, And I guess on top of that too, it depends on what style and genre and subgenre. There's all these subgenres of metal now, so it really comes down to what style you're into. Brian says, I would love to see a new Inner Siege album. Epic band. Absolutely, bro. I would love to see another one too. I'll have to hit up Wade and see if they're working on anything new. Or do you happen to know, Barry, if Inner Siege is work? Do you happen to know if Inner Siege is working on anything new? I haven't heard anything.
No, I haven't heard anything new from them at all.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, Tony says Faith had put out a new album. It's incredible. I didn't know they put anything out. Wow. Okay. I'll have to definitely check that one out. Okay. Let's see. Adrian with the Latin. He says, you did great. I have a hard enough time speaking English to have to remember another language. You know what? I could probably speak other languages, but I can't. I have no idea what I'm saying, man. I trip over my own words a lot. Hey, anybody guess who this person is? Huh? Sup, guys? Sup, Ray? We all love you, man. We miss you, and we're praying for you. Let's see. I didn't know Temple of Blood. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Barry.
We're talking about, somebody's talking about singles that's coming out and stuff. And I was fortunate enough to hear The Feed by Deny the Fallen. And
I heard it yesterday, actually.
Jonathan did a really, really good job with that, and not saying that because we're friends. Again, I wrote down the lyrics and everything else, and I'm listening to reading the lyrics for it, then going through and listening to the music part. It's like, yeah, this is today, there's so much truth out there, but nobody wants to listen to it.
Yeah. I was watching the lyrics too in the lyric video made by a very good brother, John Cassandro. He put that lyric video together. Excellent job. If he's watching. I listened to the song and I like the message in the song, and the song sounds great. It really does. But to me, it doesn't really sound like Deny the Fallen. Now, I don't know if that's because Ray's not singing or because the song musically sounds a little heavier than the previous stuff that we're used to hearing from Deny the Fallen. It could be a combination of both of that is why, to me, when I listened to it, I wasn't thinking, oh, hey, this is Deny the Fallen. I was thinking like as if they were a different band, But yeah, it's a good, solid song and great message, and I like the lyrics. Let's see.
And Ray, please get better.
Yes. I'm sitting here like I'm trying as hard as I can to be entertaining and not be boring, and I'm trying not to like take over doing all the talking, because I definitely want, my buddy Barry here to have a voice, man. So you got something to say it.
Oh, don't worry. I'll talk over you. Don't worry if I feel I need to.
Okay. All right.
But we're good. We're good.
Right on. Let's see. Magdalene Rose EP is great too. I thought it came out in 24. Honestly, I don't know. I got a little bit into GFM a few years ago, and then I just quickly kind of grew out of it. I guess it's a style thing, but after they split up, I haven't followed any of Magdalene Rose's stuff. I probably should check it out. Ian says Inner Siege were great at Immortal Part 1. Oh, dude, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm glad they got to play, man. Well deserved. Excuse me. Ray says, hello. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. Suzanne, she's stoked about the new Images of Eden. Oh, no way, dude. I didn't know Images of Eden had anything new come out. The last thing I heard was that EP they put out called Weathered and Torn. That was really good. Really, really good. I used to talk to those guys all the time, but I haven't talked to them in a very long time, and I know they've been touring a lot and stuff, so that could be it. Mm-hmm. And Ray says, ¿Qué pasó, vato? For anybody who doesn't know Spanish, that means what's happening, dude? So, ¿Qué pasó, vato? All right, and all right, let's see. And Steve McGowan says, hey, Ray, prayers continue over you. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You are deeply, deeply loved, bro. And
to answer Susan's question there, as far as I know myself, it's still Jonathan. It's still everybody and Larry Worley. Just Ray has taken he's dealing with his other projects right now. So it's still Josh and it's still the same guys.
Yeah. Well, like Jonathan said in his live stream last week was Ray just chose to step away to focus on Sacred Warrior and Worldview, and I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure other people can totally understand and being in more than one band, that takes a lot of time, and being in one band can take a ton of time too. So, I've been in a couple of bands in the past and I definitely know, all the time and energy and blood, sweat, and tears you put into it. So I get it, man.
Not everybody can be George Ocha, who's got like 25 projects going at the same time.
Dude, everybody loves to rip on George, man.
I love the guy dearly. I really do. This is no rip. He's just so talented and he's got so many irons in the fire, and he definitely burns the candle at both ends. He has to, and in the middle all at the same time. It's just the whole entire candle is on fire.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Suzanne says, who all is currently in Deny the Fallen? I think primarily it's Jonathan Johnson, because he does all the songwriting, writes all the lyrics. But I'm sure, like Barry said, everybody else is still there. Ray says, you guys are doing good. Love Barry Morrison. Hey, you know what? I love him too. Yes, I
love you too, Ray.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, Ray. Yeah, Ray says basically Deny the Fallen is John Johnson. So there you go, guys. There's your answer. Adrian, is it wrong to not let Barry say anything? Not at all. Just like Ray would say right there, you go, not at all. Love it. Oh, here we go. Here's an album that came out that you and I both probably didn't even know about, Barry. Convictions, Fear of God.
No, I didn't.
I've seen those guys actually a couple of times, and I got into them for a bit, and then I don't know. it's just a, I'm not bashing anybody who's into metalcore, but it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple bands that are an exception for me, but primarily I'm not really into metalcore. I'm old school, man.
Yeah.
It sounded like you hit a
I'm not
spring.
really into screamo, because I really want to hear the lyrics and hear the message. And if I don't know, if you just have somebody screaming at you all the time, you kind of get turned off a little bit. Come on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And some of that stuff, man, I'm sorry, but I cannot understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, even with some of the death metal, man, like the real deep guttural stuff. To me, man, and I'm not trying to make fun of them, but I'm just telling you what it sounds like to me, man. Those real deep, low, guttural vocals. To me, it sounds like somebody's got a ton of phlegm and mucus in their throat, and like they're choking on it or something. It's like, cough it up, man. Yeah. But Larry is
on a sword and trying to talk at the same time. I don't know. It's just
yeah. Hello, Dave. Judah is watching with me. Hey, Judah. Good to see you, man. Shout out to Judah. Shout out to Steve and Sharon Lowmaster. Ray says Larry is in the waiting room. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Larry, what's happening, man? Let's see. Seeing what y'all wrote here. Vintage Christian Band has Superhero on their new wine. Vintage Christian Band. Never heard of them. Has Superhero on their new wine first release. Okay. Is that the name of the band, Chuck MG Yahoo? I'm just gonna call you Chuck. I hope that's okay. Vintage Christian Band. Is that the name of the band? Because I've never heard of that. Have you, Barry?
No, I haven't heard.
All right, Ray needs to get his rest, guys. He says, love you guys, gonna go. Y'all are doing good. Thank you all for your prayers. Absolutely, brother. And yeah, guys, like I've been saying, just continue to pray for Ray, because God is good and God works miracles, and he's got our dude Ray. He's got his back. Let's see. David Graves says, Renouncement by Motivic is my album of the year so far. It's so good. Let's see here. Let me go back down here. I'll put that one back up here real quick for you guys. And yeah, Motivic. Motivic, Renouncement, available at roxrecords.com. The album is just, oh my gosh, dude, it's amazing. Like I said earlier, my favorite song on the album is called The Storm Within. And yeah, just phenomenal, man. So let's see. Let me go back up here. Wow, there's so many comments in here. I can't keep up with them all. Let's see. Someone needs to tell George, that he's in too many bands. Okay, that was earlier. So many projects. He's the man. Yes, he is. Adrian, prayers, my brother, for Ray. Martin Simpson says, yo, what up, dude? Oh, Adrian, I'm mad at George. He still owes me a bottle of Triactin. You know what Triactin is, right?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew the whole thing behind that. I got a coffee mug somewhere. Oh, it's out in the other room. Let's see. Yeah, it's out in the other room. I was blessed. Ray gave me an early birthday present at Immortal Fest, and it's got that medicine label. Try acting like a man. So I got one of those. Michael Kling had a bunch of those made up, and actually, according to Ray, I believe I got the very last one. So that was a big blessing. Suzanne has a question for Martin. She says, when was your album released? It was released last year, Suzanne. Yeah. Eternal Rain, I believe. What's the name of the album? Does that sound right? Martin Simpson's Destroyer of Death. Yeah, but yeah, it was last year. Eternal Rain. Yes. There we go. Martin Simpson. How about Eternal Rain by Martin Simpson's Destroyer of Death? That came out. No, it wasn't this year. Was it, Barry, or was it last year? I could have sworn.
I thought it was last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Martin, yeah, it was last year. Okay, Martin says right here, September 29th, 2023 is when that came out. Okay. Let's see. Adrian says they'll be seeing Fear Not at BMI this Sunday. Sweet. Fear Not will be in Harrison, Arkansas this next coming weekend. Not yet. Wait, hold on. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, the first weekend of October. Rockin' the River. It's a free festival in Harrison, Arkansas. Fear Not will be there, 13 minutes, a whole bunch of other bands. And if you guys are anywhere near the Harrison, Arkansas area, make sure you go. It's totally free. And I had originally planned on going, but unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. My wife's family's coming in from Arizona to visit that weekend, so we're going to be hanging out with them. So unfortunately, I'm not going to get to see my brothers, but I saw them at Immortal Fest and got to hang out with them a little bit. I hung out mostly with Gary, man. I don't know what it is. Gary's taken a real shine into me, dude, and I love that guy, man. I really do. George Wright. Anybody who doesn't know George, Barry and I both can tell you that there is not a vinyl album out there that this guy does not have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, George has like everything. And he
if he doesn't have it, he will get it.
Yes, if he doesn't have it, he will get it. And he, some way, somehow, even if it's out of print, he'll find it. And I found out something interesting about George at Immortal Fest, Barry. I don't know if you knew this about George Wright or not, but he likes to go for these walks in the forests, right? In the woods and stuff. And he likes to, he'll find like animal bones. And sometimes he finds like pieces of clothing that's out in the woods. He'll take the bones and he'll put them in a certain like pattern or position or whatever, and he'll have bones sticking out of clothes, and he takes pictures of it and makes it look like a crime scene, like it's a person's body and it's their bones, but it's animal bones. And he told me a story one time where somebody found one of the things that he set up, and they ended up like calling the police. The police came out thinking that somebody had found like this dead body or human remains or something, right? And of course, George was like, oh crap, I better let them know that that was me and that it's all fake and it was just something I do and it's animal bones. But yeah, it was George is interesting. I'll put it that way. And when he told me that story, man, I was like, I couldn't help but laugh, because it's like, you wouldn't imagine anybody having a hobby like that. But no. But hey, it's what he likes to do. He even showed me some pictures, man, that he took, and he's very convincing. He's good at that. He's good at that stuff. Let's see. Love and prayers, Ray. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that, man. Adrian says, George, what's going on? What's going on, George? Or what's going on, Adrian? Yeah.
Yep.
And George, Adrian wants to know, are you coming to BMI for Fear Not on Sunday? If not, you got to. Great job, dude. Margot. Awesome. We love Margot. And probably the coolest thing I've ever seen at any show I've ever been to. And it was I knew about it before it was going to happen. I got told, like people tell me things, Dave, hey, guess what? Okay. But during, was it Sacred Warriors set or was it Worldview set that Ray had? Worldview set, right? Okay. Yes. Ray had Margot and her now fiance Tony Bolt come up on stage, and Tony proposed to her, and it was the coolest thing, because like they come up on stage and Margot's like, what's going on? I don't understand. Why'd you call me up here? So Ray had her distracted talking to her, and Tony goes and gets behind her, and he gets down on one knee, and Ray's like, look behind you. She turns around and boom, she's like, oh my God, and it was cool, man. It was cool. You had to be there, guys. You had to be there. If you were there, then if not, then we got 26 people watching.
That's
God
awesome.
bless you all, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, hanging out with Barry and myself here, and filling in for the man, the myth, the legend, Rey Parra. And let's see, Jimmy Webb, looking forward to Fear Not, October 5th. Okay, so Jimmy, you will be at Rockin' the River in Harrison, Arkansas. Sweet, dude. Awesome. Adrian, George answered your question. He says, yes, I am. George will be at the Fear Not show at the BMI Event Center. So awesome. Margot is praying for Ray. Very good. I'm way behind, man. These messages.
You're doing fine, really.
Do you want to read some of them, or you want me to keep going? I feel like I'm doing all the talking, bro.
Hey, but let's keep all these bands that's touring right now.
Yes.
In our prayers. You got Les and
yes.
His guys are over in Germany, along with Chaotic Resemblance.
Yep.
And of course, you gotta definitely keep Dill in your prayers, and with everything that's going on with him and his wife to get back over here to the States.
Yeah.
I think they're finally getting everything put back together. So that's a plus, and hopefully they'll do a new album soon. But yeah, you got a lot of people that's just touring and being out there on the road to give us all a great message and everything. So lots of prayers going out there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I found 2 albums here that are coming out soon, and I'm excited about both of these. And because what we did, what Barry and I did when we put our list together is stuff that's been released so far since like January up until like a few days ago. But September 28th, so 4 days from now, The Brave is coming out with a new album called Carnival of Sins. And I'm really, really excited for that one to come out, definitely. And then November 8th, Impellitteri is coming out with a new album called War Machine. And really excited about that one, too. I have everything except the last album, which was Nature of the Beast. I need to get that one, and I'll get that, and I'll get War Machine. But I have everything from the very beginning up until, I think, Wicked Maiden was the most recent one that I have. And also, to be announced, there's no release dates yet, but there's 3 coming out that I'm really looking forward to. Emanate, Among the Nations. And Emanate is a new project with Larry Dean from Triton. And really looking forward to that. And that'll be coming out soon. Don't know exactly when yet. The date hasn't been announced. Temple of Blood is putting a new one out called A Show of Force. I don't think there's a release date yet for that one. And then the third one we mentioned a little bit earlier, Worldview, Invincible. I believe that's actually coming out sometime in October. That's the plan, at least. If not, then it's supposed to be early next year at the latest. So, but yeah, let's see. Hey, George Wright, if you're still watching, Adrian wants to know if you want to come stay at his place, man. You guys can do each other's hair and do your nails, and I'm just messing with you. Yes, there you go, George, aka Vinyl Guy. Yes, I'm just gonna. I'm loving the new record, The Brave, Carnival of Sins. The album's not out yet. You might have. Did you get like an advanced listen or something? Is that what you mean there, Jeremy? Yes.
Didn't they
Sykes
release a
says,
single off of it?
oh, maybe the single is what he's talking about. Yeah. Rick, Queen. Hey, Dave. Hey, Rick. What's up? Love George. Yes. Yes, we absolutely love George. He's a good dude, man. Margot, one of my favorite things is being out in the woods. Usually don't pick up bones. That's so funny. I may try this next time. Do it. Do it. And you have to take pictures, okay? Because I know George is going to want to see that. I was in shock. I guess you know. Yeah, I knew. Ray told me. Actually. Let's see. We got 26 people watching, I said earlier, and Margot said the coolest 26 people ever. Absolutely, man. And a lot more cooler than that. They're busy or whatever. That's why they're not here, right?
And to answer your question real quick,
yeah.
Apparently the digital download was available last week. According to Jeremy.
Okay.
I'm just going quickly forward.
Oh, no, you're good, dude. You're good. Yeah, if you got some information or something, yeah. Absolutely share it, man. Syke says he's got to go. Love you all. Love you too, Syke. Love you very much, bro. Hey, Sue. You better not leave or we will lose half our cool points. I don't know. I might, my cool points, I might be in the negative. I don't know. Let's see. Praying for everyone, everywhere. Absolutely, man. That's what we all should do all the time. You two have a lifetime of cool points. Look at that. That's all love, man. Keep praying. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Margot, she says, please keep praying for Tony as he's still having some issues. Hopefully he gets answers and relief soon. It's been September 2nd. Oh, wow. Like literally right after Immortal Fest. Holy cow. Wow. Well, since he got back from Immortal Fest. Thank you. Absolutely, Margot. We love Tony. We love you. And we're definitely going to be praying for Tony. And just keep us updated like you have been. And Tony's keeping us updated too. But we're definitely praying for his healing and, fast road to recovery for him. Absolutely. Let's see. Ace Woodson, Saint Immortalizer. Absolutely, bro. Let's put that bad boy back up here. Bam! Look at that. That is so cool. I love that album cover, man. The crown of thorns around the earth.
Yes.
That is really, really cool. I don't know who did their artwork, but that is really cool. I dig it. I really like it a lot. And let's see what we got here. George says, I've been steadily playing Saints Immortalizer, but Immortal Fest Part 2 got me delving back into Neon Cross and Triton. Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely, man. Neon Cross did a great job, and Triton, oh my gosh, man. That was awesome seeing Triton. And what did it for me, on top of just, hearing them play their stuff, was that whole medley they did and that whole tribute they did to Rush. I didn't even know they were going to do that. And then when all of a sudden I'm like, hey, they're playing Tom Sawyer. I'm like, dude, that's cool. I'm like, right on, man. But let's see. Love you guys muches. We love you too. Absolutely. Yep. I love the Saint cover. I believe Matt Smith did the art for Immortalizer. Okay. If anybody would know, it would be George. He definitely would know, man. And also, on top of collecting every vinyl album that's basically ever been made, George is also an avid collector of set lists from shows. So he gets all the set lists and has them signed and stuff. And I think most of them you have framed, right, George? Tracy Ferry's on here. He's watching. Cool. Bry Carmen says, whoops, I had this one. Hang on. Hey, Tracy Ferry. Awesome. I remember hearing Primed and Ready by Saint in the 80s on the Heaven's Metal collection. Been a fan ever since. Sweet, man. Sweet. Let's see.
Yeah. mean, it's always great to hear new songs from the guys that you grew up having respect for, but
Oh yeah.
um, but it's kind of hard to want to go to a show and listen and hear the new stuff because
Mm-hmm.
there's an old song that you just gotta hear from them, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard for these guys that's been around for you know 20, 30, 40 years to come out with new stuff because us as fans, when we go to a show, we want to hear an older song. So
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. George says, a few are framed. Got to save my allowance for more frames and maybe bored. Let me guess. Okay, George, do you have like one entire room in your house just like totally full of all your albums? Because there's only one other person that I know that has a whole room in their house entirely done. I mean, CDs and vinyl albums take up the whole room, and that is Scott Waters. And that dude, he's got tons and tons and tons of stuff, man. And I've never been to his house. I've seen pictures of it, and I've seen like, he does his No Life Till Metal mail call or whatever he calls it. Whenever he gets a new album, he'll do a video and talk about it and stuff. But yeah, you can tell, man, that dude, he's got tons and stuff, man, and it's really cool. I think he even built something out of wood, like those racks you see in the record stores where you can just flip through everything. So yeah, he's got it all done up. Let's see. Oh yeah, with Triton. Margot said, "I know, right? They did awesome." I was like, really like, wow, that's better than being at a Rush concert, right? I really miss everyone from Immortal Fest. I'm already ready for another one. Yeah, right. From what I understand, there will be another Immortal Fest. I know the rumors were going around a few months ago that this year was the final and last, but from what I have been told is that it's going to happen again next year. But instead of there being a part one and part two, they plan on just having just one and have it be like, over Labor Day weekend, and have it be like a 3-day thing. And which I think would be great because honestly, like part one and part two have been like a little over a month apart. And it's really hard for a lot of people to be able to go to both of them. You have to choose one or the other. And I get that. I really do. And, not everybody can get the time off of work to go. Not everybody can afford to go to both of them. So if you just narrow it down to one, absolutely, man. George, go ahead.
This year, I love both of them because you got friends from the first one that you're in bands. Then you got the second one. It's like you got to go to both of them. You just got to. Um, and and it's a lot of respect too, but it is hard for everybody to do it. However, it's going to be really hard to figure out what bands to bring for one show. So I'm sure that they're going to want some positive feedback on who would you like to see and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I was really impressed with, who they were able to get this year, like Neon Cross. I would have never imagined that. And Shout, never would have imagined that. And let alone Bride,
Yeah.
So that was amazing. And you had a lot of most of the bands are repeat bands, and I mean like they played each year, like Saint, Sacred Warrior, White Cross, Fear Not. They played each year, and then Deliverance and Theocracy they played last year, and they played again this year. So, and it's great to see those
Chaotic
bands.
Prism has played all 3 years too.
Who?
Chaotic.
Oh yeah, Chaotic. Yep. And yeah, Reign of Glory played last year, and they played this year too. Yep. So it was, it's really cool to be able to have that. let's see. Alfredo Garcia. Hey guys, I wish I would have seen this earlier. Whoa, where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. I just submitted the video to our song Daniel. Hopefully all goes well, and hopefully you guys can take a listening critique. Yes, I'll be sending one more soon. Right on. Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Forgive me, Alfredo. What band are you in? You said a song called Daniel. Oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. I know. It's Cannibalistic. That's right. It took me a second. I'm like, sorry. I brain farted, you know. Sorry about that. Wait, hold on. I got a thing here. Hang on. Give me 1 second. You know what? It's going to... come on. There we go. Okay. I said I brain farted. There you go. I have sound effects in my mixing board. I haven't used them in forever. I had to how do I get to that, you know? Anyway, good point. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Kelly Kerfoot, he was just thinking today, those albums like Saints, Time's End, or Bride, Snakes in the Playground, or Bride, Silence is Madness, or Masterpieces with standout songs. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Margot says, Tony has a music room. His walls are filled with cassettes. Cassettes. Wow. I didn't think anybody had any of those anymore. I don't have any tape cassettes, man.
Oh, I do.
Oh, Barry does. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right on. You still got a cassette player?
Yes, I do. Oh, it's right with my mixing board.
Nice. I don't know, man. If I had some old tapes laying around, I would be really scared to play them because, you know, if they get eaten up, that's it, you know. Mm-hmm. There was my best friend from high school, when an album came out, he would buy it on cassette tape, but he would always get 2 copies.
Yes.
Because one copy that he would open to listen to, and then the other copy he would never open. He was into collecting things because I guess he knew someday these things would be worth money. So he would get 2, one unopened, just put away, and then the other one he would open to listen to. So that was his thing. But let's see, laying out. Okay, speaking of set lists, I just finished laying out the lists graphics for this weekend's Fear Not Udo show. Larry just approved it. Nice. Let's see. Oh, Adrian, here we go. He says, all 5 Immortals. Yes, there were 5 Immortal Fests. 3 years, but if you count, 22 was just 1 Immortal Fest. Last year had 2. This year had 2, so there's 5. He says they all were great, but in his opinion, 2024 Part 2 was the best out of all of them. Yes, I agree. I really do, man. Good call there, Adrian. Let's see. Jeremy Smallwood says, any chance of a new record by Tamplin or Shout in the near future? I have not personally heard anything. Barry doesn't know either, so you might want to reach out to Ken Tamplin and ask him, you know?
I'll send him a message later on and ask, but I don't think there's any plans for them to do another album as of right now, because Ken he's so involved with his vocal academy and everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, you know, best thing you could do, ask Ken. You know, he's pretty active on Facebook. I have him as a friend on Facebook, and he's pretty good at, you know, when he can, he'll respond to messages and things like that and comments. Brian Rainsberger. Brian happens to be one of my very, very best, closest friends. Brian and I, we've known each other for 12 years. We've hung out a few times, and he is coming out here to Missouri at the end of October to hang out with me for a few days. And he says, hey, Dave, you and I should do a show together when I'm out there next month. Dude, absolutely. I was thinking the same thing. And Brian, If I have any music you want, I got tons of Blake CDs. I can burn stuff on CDs for you, or put it all on a flash drive, thumb drive, whatever for you when you're out here. So, dude, we're gonna have a great time, man. A great time. Looking forward to that.
Have you gotten everything taken care of with your with all your podcast stuff? Are you back to doing things normally?
Well, you know, I have the music videos picked out for the first episode of the video version of the Covenant Metal Show, and I got a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to be throwing in. It's going to be old school, like MTV's Headbangers Ball, but it's Christian metal, obviously, and I just have to film a couple of parts with me in front of the camera talking, and I'll probably do that tomorrow. And then slap it all together, edit it, and get it out there for you guys. I would like to release it sometime towards the end of next week, because I did say October. It was coming back October, so there you go.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you who I'm playing.
Asked. Yeah. Hey, that's the reason I asked, because I wasn't really trying to forget that thing there.
Oh yeah. It's
getting these podcasts going is just really tough. I'm just going to say.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. It takes a lot of time. It really does, man. And, you know, when I was doing the Covenant Metal Show as a radio show, oh my gosh, dude, it would take sometimes a day or two for me to put together like a 2-hour show, because, you know, you're recording your talking parts and then you're editing it. And, you know, I'm a perfectionist. So if I'm sitting there going, or there's like silence in between me saying something, I take all that stuff out, you know, so.
Well, as you can tell, the 14-minute thing that I posted, it wasn't edited. It wasn't mastered whatsoever at all.
But you know what? I found, like, going live, you know, it's because that perfectionist in me, it's like, if you make a mistake, man, and you're live, that mistake is there. That's it, you know? And if you're recording something, obviously you're like, oh, I messed up. You know, you go back, you delete it, and you record it over again. But I don't know. I guess sometimes it's better if you're live, because sometimes your mistakes can actually be funny and, you know, entertaining.
Well, that wasn't live. That actually I recorded it, then just uploaded it to YouTube. So I'm like, hey, okay, we're going to try this. So.
Oh yeah,
maybe the next one will be better. But
absolutely, man. Yeah,
it could be like a whole lot worse too.
Oh, like I was telling you, your camera angle right now, that's perfect. And I'm still tripping out that you're like about a foot away from your microphone and it's picking you up good. And here I am, I'm like maybe 3 inches away from mine. You know. Yeah. Adrian says he has 8 tracks. Holy smokes, bro! 8 tracks. For you youngins out there, you probably don't even know what tape cassettes are, but 8 tracks came out before tape cassettes. So, oh man, I used to have a couple.
I got 2 reel-to-reel machines here too.
There you go.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, right. George, I don't doubt this at all, George. He says he's still an avid cassette collector. He just picked up a Living Sacrifice, a Hammering Process 2-song promo on tape cassette. Holy cow, dude. How did you score that, man? Margot agrees that, let's see, this year's Second Immortal Fest was just incredible. What a great uplifting experience it was. The band's music message was hard to beat. Absolutely. Oh yeah, right. Margot said, Sue, I'm still in awe how beautiful you were and how great your voice is. I didn't even know Sue could sing, bro. When I saw her up on stage, I was just blown away. I was like, holy cow. I never knew that she could sing, and she sang very, very well, man. Very well. Brian says, don't fart when you're live. Excuse me. All right, I'll do my best, Brian. No promises. Let's see. Okay.
And for those of you that haven't heard the heavy metal version of Onward Christian Soldiers, look it up. I don't know who posted it on the Immortal page there, but they did an awesome job, and it's just an awesome song, period.
Absolutely,
to begin
man.
with.
Absolutely. So I have the overlays here. I'll go ahead and I'll just I only, like I said earlier, I was only able to do 5. I'll put them back up just so you guys could see. So I think Barry and I are probably in agreement. Oh, and Ray wanted me to let you guys know this is also his number 1, his favorite release so far of 2024. And drum roll, please. It is Saint Immortalizer.
Yes.
That's your number 1 too, Barry?
Yes.
Your number 1, my number 1, and Ray's number 1. And again, guys, we also have White Cross, Fear No Evil. And we have Human Code, Break the Silence. Motivic, Renouncement. And there you have it. Awesome. All right. And I know we have more comments here, but we're going on an hour and 6 minutes here. So I definitely don't want to take up any more of Barry's time or anyone else's time. And I greatly, and Barry does, and I know Ray does too, we appreciate you guys joining us tonight, hanging out with us, putting up with us. Dave Kruse, next time you need some background vocals, let me know. Oh, you got it, Sue. Heck yeah. Heck yes. Rox has a Christmas CD coming out, and We Are Resolute is doing Deck the Halls. Yes, and I've heard it. It's pretty good. So, yeah. And I think that actually is coming out next month, Brian. Rox Records Christmas CD sampler. And my project that I have with Tucker Dawson from United Servants, we submitted one for the Rox Records Christmas sampler also. And we did Angels We Have Heard on High. And you guys are going to really love it. Really love it. I had a lot of fun singing that one. Love Fear No Evil as well. Yes, from White Cross. All right. So Adrian, I think, has spoken for all of us here when he said, well, kids, this old guy needs to hop off here and get some things done. I love you guys and bless all of you. Absolutely. Thank you, Adrian. God bless you too, man. We love you too, brother. And we love each and every single one of you guys. Ray loves you guys. And like I said earlier, continue to pray for Ray. And Ray will be back in the saddle here pretty soon. So definitely, keep him in prayer. And keep Tony in prayer too. Tony Bolt, keep him in prayer as well, guys. And thank you so much, Barry, for joining me tonight, man. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, my friends, like I always say, be blessed and be a blessing to others. And let's see. All right, we'll close out with the really cool Is It Wrong intro. But now it's the outro. And just so anybody knows, somebody asked a while back, I saw in the comments on YouTube, if it was Ray doing the singing at the end of this this intro song. No, it's Todd Latore from Queensryche. How cool is that, right? Ray and him, they got to be really good buddies now. And he asked Todd to do it, and he said, yeah, man, I'll do it. So here it is, guys, and we'll catch you next time.